Hi everyone, it's Bethany. In this video, we are continuing to craft for Halloween. I have some really cute crafts that are going to be on my craft table today, and I'm excited to inspire you. So check down in the description box below if you want links to everything that I'm using to bring these crafts together. Be sure to also give this a thumbs up, and at the end of the video, pop down to the comment section and let me know which craft was your favorite. All right, again, quite the lineup today. I can't wait for you to see all the things that we're doing, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I found these at Hobby Lobby probably last year or within the last year, and they come in a set of maybe 4 or 6, I can't remember, but they were really affordable. And when I saw them, they're just little chalkboard signs, but when I saw them, I thought these would be really cute little tombstones for Halloween. However, I just couldn't find some fun designs that I wanted to put on there this year. You could always make your own, but I was just wanting a quick little craft and not to have to create my own little design. So I then stumbled upon this cute little SVG. I loved this design, and it says kinda witchy before coffee, and I loved it. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I think I lost a pumpkin smile, and you know what? I weeded this and the rest is long gone, so we're just gonna have to do without it. Maybe I can recut it out and put that on there later. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that on there. I think it's super cute, but just know the original idea was to do some sort of kind of tombstone trio or set of 5. I thought that would be really cute. All right, so let me grab transfer tape. I love this, kinda witchy before coffee. I kind of feel like I can be that way sometimes too, but honestly, it's more of I just need to really wake up. I need to fully wake up before I can engage with people. Okay, let's grab transfer tape and we'll place our design right over on this cute little wood blank. Okay, and I actually also will add some rubbing alcohol just to the front of this. These were pre-packaged, but I've been kind of handling a lot as I've been measuring it out and getting it ready to decorate. So I'll just go ahead. Oh, I forgot about this with these chalkboard signs. Okay, don't do that actually. It should be just fine, especially because this isn't something that's gonna get wet. I forgot about that with the chalkboard signs, is that it kind of rubs off the chalkboard material. So don't do that. I can't believe I keep forgetting to do that. I guess I don't use chalkboard as much as I used to, or as much in general. So it's probably why I don't remember to do that. Okay, but just going through my thought process here, because this is just a sign that's going to be sitting on my counter, it's not going to get wet or anything like that, I really could omit the washing it off anyway. Okay, so I have some transfer tape that is barely big enough. That should work though. And I wanted to also speak to how I kind of measured this out, because I don't have a traditional shape here. So what I did is I measured from the left to the right this way, got about 4.75-ish. And then I measured from just this little top area here to kind of make that more of a rectangle, and I got about 6.25. Then I just made a little shape in Design Space. You can see in some of my older videos how I do that so that I can size appropriately, and then I was able to size my image. But just an idea of how you can get a good little measurement of a non-traditional shape. Okay, let's lay that down for the most part. Okay, grabbing my scraper gently here. I have a little bit of exposed vinyl over here where I didn't quite get the transfer tape, but I am not a perfect crafter and it'll work out, don't worry. Okay, so let's go ahead and, ooh, I need to wash my hands after that chalkboard fiasco. Okay, I'm gonna peel away that backer. There we are. And then we'll just place this right on down. Okay, I actually like that. So I'm just gonna kind of go, oh, that part really should have transfer tape on it. If any part should have transfer tape, it is the sides where it's got that delicate little, there we go, little border frame. Okay, and I'll just burnish that down once more. Love that. So I, this year, got a little coffee tree for my kitchen. I've never had one, but I was kind of struggling with always putting my seasonal mugs in my main cupboard area, because then when it was time to undecorate or put things away at the end of the season, then I felt as if I was always forgetting the mugs because they were always, you know, out of sight, out of mind. So this year I bought a little mug tree only for my seasonal mugs, and I have been loving it so much because not only am I using my mugs much more because I can see them, but I also kind of have them organized away from my everyday mugs. So that's kind of fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna gently pull this up. Sometimes it has a little bit of a hard time sticking down. You just have to be patient with it, but it will be just fine once you get the transfer tape off. Okay, I'm just going nice and slow. Have some delicate parts of this design that I just want to be mindful of. Vinyl is equally, I don't know how to say this while making sense. It's equally durable but fragile. So it's durable in that once you have it laid down, then it does last very nicely, but it can also be equally fragile during this process and can tear sometimes a little easier than others. So I just take my time with this. And certain blanks just have a little bit of a harder time receiving the vinyl initially, but once you have it laid down, especially once you have the transfer tape off, then you're good to go. All right, there is, oh, I love how that looks on there because it does have kind of a natural rounded top, even though this is a little bit more scalloped, but I love how that turned out. This little bottom part I need to kind of mend just a little bit, but it looks super cute. I love that. Okay, I will, well, the blank is from Hobby Lobby, so I'm just gonna tell you that verbally, but I will place a link to the actual design down below and where I purchased it in case you want to recreate this. And even though this little guy doesn't have a mouth, I think it's kind of cute regardless. So I might go recut that out, or I might just leave it as is. So super cute regardless. Okay, so I have a piece of glitter iron-on here, which I love a black glitter iron-on for Halloween. It's just fun and makes it a little bit more exciting. So I think I spoke last week to the fact that, where's my weeder? Okay, that I keep little favorites in, I use design bundles. I really like them. So I go ahead and go through designs and I just favorite things throughout the year and each year. And then I have quite a bit of favorites kind of stacked up, but ooh, this is kind of tougher than it is normally to weed. So this year I have been mindful of actually going through and doing some of the favorites that I have put a little heart on, and this file is one of them. It's super cute, and I decided to do a glitter just because it's just a tad more fun and festive. Usually glitter iron-on is so much easier to weed than this. Oh my goodness, what is going on today? We'll get it done though. All right, I am going to speed this up while I fight with it just a little bit. It's doing fine. Usually it kind of peels off like, well, you don't peel off butter, but it's very smooth to peel off, but kind of see like some gluey residue there. Okay, so just finishing this up, it was a little bit more difficult to weed than it usually is. I don't know if my glitter iron-on is, I don't know, maybe I got a different batch or something, but usually it's just so quick. But I don't know that I told you what I'm doing with this. So I am actually gonna put this on a pillowcase and kind of swap out our pillows for a couple weeks while we do the whole Halloween thing. Then I'll put my fall decor right back up. I always find this to be such a tricky part of the year because I don't want Halloween decor up very long. I only want it up for like 3 weeks. But then after Halloween, it's a long time until Christmas. So I end up just putting all my fall stuff right back up until right after Thanksgiving. Okay, so this says double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble. I thought this was super sweet. So I love this. It's been in my favorites forever, and now we're going to actually do something with it. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna preheat my pillowcase. One thing I want to be mindful of is that my zipper is at the bottom, because I personally like to have the zipper at the bottom of my pillow. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just iron this right on. Okay, I'm gonna bring this over to cool down. My heat press was entirely too hot. I didn't mean to have it that hot, but I was actually doing this project real quick while it is heating up higher for a sublimation project, and then the weeding took so long that my heat press got a little too hot, but the iron-on is just fine. So what I did is I just tried to heat it for less time since it was pretty hot. But look at the glitter, I love it. So despite it being a little bit difficult to weed, the iron-on is acting like normal, so that's good. Maybe it was just an interesting batch, or maybe, I don't know, maybe my iron-on got too hot or something while storing it. So let me see if I can zoom, oh no, wrong way, zoom out just a little bit. But there is the pillow. And so when I'm sizing something like this, I try to do around 11 inches, even though this is an 18 by 18 pillowcase. And the reason is because once you open up and place your pillow inside, that's going to go ahead and raise up. And so you don't want your design so big that it's like curving off the edge. You want it to be able to be front and center once that pillow is in there. So hopefully you're able to understand what I'm trying to say in terms of sizing for that. But it's always safe to go a little bit smaller on your design to compensate for the pillow that's going to go inside. All right, super pretty. I love that. I love appreciating the glitter, especially once the liner is removed. But once again, everything that I'm using, I'll put in that link down below, or in the box down below with all of the links, so that you can go ahead and recreate this. If you, again, one of the best things about purchasing designs is that, say you really like this design, but you don't necessarily want a pillow. You could put this on a sweatshirt, or you could make a wood sign. You could do a lot of fun things. You could even make a little garden flag for the front of your house. So just because you may like a design, but not necessarily the project, go ahead and take the design and go with your own little spin on it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next few crafts. Okay, so while I'm waiting for my heat press to get hotter for a sublimation project I'm gonna do, I am going to finish up these boo baskets. Now I found these baskets at Target. I'll try to link them if they still have them. I'm sure they went really fast this year. I actually drove about 40 minutes away to get them because my Target wasn't carrying them. So I thought they were so cute. And what I put inside were, we're gonna have a fun little Halloween movie night. Place your recommendations for very kid-friendly. So my kids are 8, 6, and 3. Place your recommendations for good and non-scary kind of Halloween movies down below, because we're trying to decide what we want to do. I'm kind of thinking either Halloween Town or I think they might be ready for Hocus Pocus, but we'll see. So give me your recommendations, because these little boo baskets are going to be for a movie night. So inside each one, so for my girls, I have the same little pajamas, and I'll go ahead and share down below where I found these. And then I got at the Dollar Tree these really cozy socks. Then I found these super sweet little water bottles. They're little candy corns, and I love that they added the pink. These were from the Target dollar spot. And then Target also had some fun little party favors. So this is slime. I thought that would be kind of fun. And then, so all of those things are essentially the same for the girls' baskets. Now for my little boy, I did obviously some more boyish type pajamas. These are little construction trucks with pumpkins. So cute. And then I also got him a pair of socks that I found at Dollar Tree. Then this was also from the Target dollar spot, but I found a cute little ghost that I thought was a little bit more of a boy look. And then again, some slime. One other thing I got him was a little ghost poppet, because he's 3. And so sometimes, you know, halfway through a movie, he's over it. So I gave him just a little something so that he can enjoy. I also went ahead and got some candy, but I'll put that in a little bit later. All right, so that is the idea for the baskets. Now what I want to do is I want to add a really cute little flag to each one. So let me move this. I am all for a banner. I just think it rounds it all out. It's completely impractical, but it looks cute. And so that's kind of where I'm going with it. Not everything is going to be practical, but if it looks adorable, then we're going to do it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and share down below where I found these so cute designs. Last week we did the little teacher gifts, and I made these a little bit smaller, and I used the same, I think I just did spooky vibes for the teachers, but this is a big variety pack that I got, and so there are different types of designs that you can do. So I find it easiest to trim this by hand, and I printed this out just on our home printer on 80-pound cardstock, just so it's a little bit more durable. And looks like the heat press is going to be all ready to go after I'm done here. So that is perfect timing. Okay, so just like last week, I am not doing anything fancy. I grabbed some little skewers from the kitchen that we used for grilling little shish kebabs, and that's what I'm going to put inside of mine. Other things you could do are, you could do like a little fun straw. When I've done banners for the teachers, I sometimes do a pencil. That's really cute for like your little base. And I'll be sure to save any scraps of this 80-pound cardstock, because it is just gold, and I want to be sure to use any remainder for my card making. All right, I'll finish trimming these out, then we will glue the little wooden sticks to them, add them to the baskets, and be all done. I'm also going to really quickly turn on my hot glue. I like to use hot glue to assemble these. And then I'm also going to grab my little scoreboard to do the little score mark here. Okay, so make that straight as I can. And there we go. And these just fold just like so. And there we are. Yeah, I'm trying to think through the Halloween movies. We went to a movie party the other day, and it was a Halloween movie party. It was so cute and fun, and they played, Hotel Transylvania, which is such a cute movie. So they already, oops, I think this is starting to run out of battery, so we gotta go quick. But, so they've already seen that. But yeah, something not too spooky. And you know, if Halloween isn't your thing, that's totally fine. You, probably this isn't the video for you, but if you do have any recommendations for something non-spooky and just fun for littler ones, then let me know. Okay, so there's our first one, and I'll just finish off the last few. And I'm putting that pokey side inside just for safety. You can cut it off if you'd like, but I'm just putting that inside so it's hidden. Oh, it doesn't poke anybody. And perfect timing, because it's time to charge my little glue. All right, there we go. Let's grab the baskets, and these are gonna be the perfect size. So we have Let's Go Ghouls. Super cute. Just pop that right in. Oh my gosh, again, completely impractical, but it rounds out the basket so good that I'm doing it. I love a banner. We do banners for everything. We do banners for the first day of school. We do banners on our gifts. They're just pure fun decoration. And then for my little guy, we'll do this Hocus Pocus black one. And these are just way too cute. Oh, they turned out amazing. So again, I'll just add the candy for the movie night later. We found some cute candy that they each like. So we'll put those in, and then we will have a fun little movie night. And I'll keep you posted on what we ended up watching, probably over on Instagram. So thank you in advance for all of your recommendations. All right, we are ready to do the sublimation shirt. My heat press is at 400 degrees, so it's all ready to go. Let me grab my shirt and design, and we'll walk you through that. Okay, so I actually really do enjoy the Cricut sublimation shirts. They have created them for their infusible ink, and I actually really like them. So I went ahead and repurchased one for this project. This is the design that I am going to put on this shirt. It did trim off right here accidentally, but I am not worried about it enough to reprint this. So we're just gonna go with it. So this says, I put a spell on you. Of course, it's mirrored because once you go to turn it around and place it on your shirt, then it will read the correct way. So a little bit about sublimation. This is a different process than just iron on. So this is actually going to be heated onto the shirt, and then this ink transfers to the shirt. So there's not a material that goes on, it actually just infuses into the fibers of the shirt. And if you'll notice right here, my sublimation printer got a little ink on the side, and I want to make sure that I go ahead and trim that off because that will transfer over to my shirt. So for some reason, my sublimation printer, it's never done it before. I probably need to clean something, but on the last two prints, it's had a little goober in the corner. So if you have that happen, make sure you go ahead and remove that so you don't transfer over to your project. So sublimation, I printed this not just on a regular home printer. I have a dedicated sublimation printer that I'll link down below. It is an actual official sublimation printer, and I used paper that is for sublimation and, you guessed it, ink that is for sublimation. So this isn't just normal ink, normal paper, normal printer. Everything is dedicated for this project. It's a whole process. I am going to grab some butcher paper and place it inside of the shirt. That way, once I go to heat the design onto the shirt, it doesn't actually go through and go onto the back. So I'm going to put a piece of butcher paper inside, and then I'll also put probably 1 or 2 sheets on top of my design. So one inside, you'll see me layer it, design down, then I'll do a couple on top. That way, if the ink does come up off the paper, it doesn't go onto my heat press. That would be a very bad day. Okay, so another thing I want to mention is that right now, this is a very muted design. When it prints, it doesn't print the exact color. It's a more muted version, but then once the heat is applied, it takes on the true color and you'll notice the vibrancy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this all done. I'm gonna pre-press my shirt. I'm gonna lint roll my shirt, which is super important. And then I'll go ahead and do all of my layering and heat this cute design on my shirt. Okay, before I show you the shirt, I want to speak to this really quick because it's super important. So this is the first piece of butcher paper I laid over the design. So again, I had one piece inside the shirt and then I laid two down onto the top of the shirt. So I wanted to tell you that you can see an actual imprint of the design on the butcher paper. And this is an example of why you want to put that butcher paper over your design, because that will bleed up into the paper. And you don't want that on your heat press, because if this imprinted on your heat press instead, then the next time you use your heat press, it's going to be on your actual press. So when you go to put it back down on a new project, this design is going to go on your new project, which would be awful. So make sure you do some butcher paper as you are layering and protecting everything. I always do 2 to 3. I think my other piece that was on top was completely clean, but once you do have butcher paper that has an imprint on it, you don't want to reuse it, especially if you're doing a heated project, because this will go on your new project. So find a way to recycle it or repurpose it in another way, but don't use it to reheat on a project. All right, and then here is, I love this, here is the final shirt. Isn't that cute? I love sublimation because now this is permanent on there. I don't have to worry about it peeling off. I actually have a really good luck with my iron-on though, I have to say. Mine just really lasts for a very long time. I think I shared last year that one of my favorite shirts that I wore over and over with iron-on, I actually wore out the shirt. The shirt started falling apart before the iron-on did. So I don't think the iron-on is not amazing. You can absolutely do this with iron-on as well if you don't have the sublimation process. But it is really neat that you can just wash dry this, not worry about it. It's permanent on there. All right, so there is a cute little shirt that we made. And now I want to do some more sublimation in a little bit. Actually, let's do it now because it takes a little bit of time. We're going to make a coffee mug. And I'm going to bring out my Cricut little mug press, and we'll also do another craft while that mug is baking because it takes a little bit of time. Okay, so I have all of my things here. Let me turn on this mug press. We're going to make a sublimated mug. Look at these cute mugs that I found. I recently purchased a bunch of these and I'm gonna have fun with these for the holidays. I love the little wooden top, and then you can also insert a little straw in there as well. But I love the classic shape of it, and then the addition of the little wooden top is just way too cute. Okay, so I am going to put this cute design onto my mug. And again, this is the same process as last time. I printed it on sublimation paper with that ink and with the sublimation printer. So again, mine is kind of having a little smearing of the ink on the corner. So I'm going to take that off so it doesn't transfer over to my mug. And I went ahead, I think I did, for the size of this mug, my design was 3 inches tall. Might have been even a hair more. And it's almost a perfect square design. So it was pretty much 3 by 3. So I'm going to trim this down. I did duplicate it and print out 2 because I wanted to have the design be both on the front and the back of my mug. It's just too cute not to duplicate. I like it because then I can enjoy it, but if I'm having coffee with someone, they can enjoy it as well. Okay, now, earlier as I was waiting for my shirt to finish, I did trim down some butcher paper because just like with my shirt, I want to protect the inside of this press this time from getting any ink on it. So I'm going to trim this down just a tad further. And I do 3 layers when I do this whole process. Okay. Put that there, move that to the side. And then I'm just going to wash off the front and back, actually anywhere that the design is going to be. I'm going to wash that off really quickly. That way there's no lint or oils on there that's going to interfere with the design laying down. And we'll put this design on both sides. So it's a little bit hard to see because obviously it's on paper, right? But you can somewhat see in person at least through so that you can line that up nice. And I'm going to attach this with a heat resistant tape. Don't just use regular tape, it will melt, which can ruin your project and or your machine. So if you want to attach something that's going to be heated, make sure you use a heat tape. All right, so I'll just secure it on both sides. Making sure that's nice and flat. And then I will repeat the exact same thing on the other side. And if you, for some reason, get this side a little higher or a little lower, don't sweat, because you're never going to see both sides at the same time. So you'll never know. Don't worry about it. And much like the last project, because we're doing the same process, sublimation is absolutely permanent. So you can place this in the dishwasher, in the microwave, and you're good to go. Okay, that's all ready. As you heard, this chimed, so that's ready to go as well. I'm gonna grab my 3 layers of butcher paper, and I'll be sure to share down below which butcher paper I like the best. And I'm just going to attach it. It doesn't matter if it's too tall, you just wanna make sure it's not too long on the bottom. But let me grab my tape here. Tape that on there. Again, so when that ink kind of seeps out, it won't ruin my press. Okay. So it doesn't have to be perfect, just make sure it's attached. Then I'm going to place it right inside here. And make sure it's all aligned. And then I will press this down. Now it's going to start a little countdown here, or count up really. We have 5 little lights, and once it reaches the end, it'll chime and it'll be all done. Now, much like the last project, sublimation can be really potent in just kind of smelly. So if that's something that bothers you, you might want to be very mindful of having ventilation in the room you're working in. Open up a door or a window just to help have some airflow. Okay. Now, this does take a bit of time, so I thought what we would do is we could keep ourselves busy with this last little craft. I found this frame at the Dollar Tree, and I've seen this craft kind of circulating on social media, and I thought I would do one for my house as well. So here's the cute frame. We're gonna make a little ghost. So I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this little frame, so that I can get, there we go. Okay, I just want to get this piece so that I know how big to make my piece of cardstock. And I'm going to simply grab the scrap piece that I used earlier from doing the banner. So this is an 80-pound cardstock, and I'm going to use that as a template just to cut out the exact size that I need. Okay, there we go. And finally, this little side. Okay, so now I can replace this piece with my perfectly sized piece. I'll just place it right on in there. Oh, I forgot to cut the bottom. Or did it have a, oh, there's this kind of really entirely too long. I guess I can just put that all the way in there. I'm gonna trim it down a little bit though. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this side kind of has a goober on it, so I'm going to turn it over because this is the side I want to work on. Now what I'm going to do is I cut out with my Cricut, I just used another 80-pound cardstock in black, and we're going to do the little eyes, nose, and mouth. And I'm simply going to use a tape runner here, but I want to get an idea of where I want this to be. So maybe I'll put it over here so I can really see with my mat where I want everything to kind of lay. And because I'm using a tape runner, if I needed to switch it, I could. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Then I'm just gonna take this and kind of, whoops. Oh yeah, that's cute. I might even move it down just a hair. Oops, email, okay. I think that looks good. So I'm just gonna go one by one. This little tape runner here, you can use the adhesive of your choice, but I think this is just quick, easy, and because this is going to be sandwiched right back into that picture frame, this is really all of the adhesive that's necessary. Okay. I liked kind of planning a craft while waiting for another craft to finish. It's good use of time. Okay, and then let's speak to the size of this. I think I did just a hair over 1 1/4 inches. 1 1/4 inch. And then we got the mouth. And I did them all the same size. So if you wanted to do them different, that's totally fine. It looked right to me to have them all match in terms of size, but you can do whichever. Okay, now I'm simply going to take this, place it right back into my frame. And let's move these little guys out. They also have this in a black as well. So I got the black frame too, but the white obviously for this little ghost project. I don't want to move it. Okay. I'm going to double check that I like where that is before I, adorable. Okay, before I clamp that down, put those all back into position. And then how simple. So $1.25 for the little frame. You can use scraps for your project inside. I just used scrap paper, ran it through my Cricut. You could also cut this by hand if you don't have a cutting machine. So this is easy, cute, simple piece of decor, very affordable. All right, this is almost done. We'll wait a couple more minutes and then we'll reveal this mug. Okay, we are all done. So I'm just going to pull up on this lever, and the handle is still cool to touch. So everything else is going to be scalding hot. So be very careful, but the handle is cool to touch. Then I'm going to just put it on I have a little desktop ironing board, something to allow it to cool. These do stay hot for quite a while, so you just want to be careful. I have some tweezers that I'm just using to protect my fingers as I take up this tape. And I can't wait. Oh, this design is so cute. I'm going to use, this came in a big pack of designs. I'm going to use another one next week when I make a shirt for my daughter, but let's check this out. Oh, cuteness. Stop it. I think that's my favorite craft of the Halloween season. That is ridiculously cute. And again, did you see how it took on that vibrant tone once it was heated up? So that is exactly what it's supposed to do. And then also, let's check out our paper. Not sure. Oh, yep, you can see just barely. Do you see? You can kind of see the ghost there. You can see a little bit of it bleeding through. And then the other side. Adorable. My goodness. I am obsessed with that. I love the colors. Non-traditional, fun. We just have fun with Halloween. Just keep it fun. Not spooky at my house. Not spooky at all. All right. There's that project. I'm going to leave it over here and let that cool for a while. It takes a while to come down. That ceramic is pretty hot. I mean, we just did so much today. I am so happy with all the progress that I was able to do for my Halloween crafts. And we also have these cute boo baskets, which I am so excited to surprise the kids with. I'm loving this little witchy before coffee. That's so cute. And I'm going to put it by my little coffee mug tree. That way it can be by my seasonal mugs. It's just adorable. Going right by the coffee pot. And then again, very, very affordable to do this little Dollar Tree craft, and even better, you can use your scrap pieces of cardstock. We did a couple sublimation projects, which are just the cutest on my craft table today. I love it. I really love this mug. It's so sweet. And the shirt is equally adorable. And then finally, we did a little bit of iron-on with some glitter iron-on. I'm going to place a pillow in here, swap out my fall decor for a few weeks to do some Halloween, and it's gonna be really cute. All right, let me know which was your favorite, also a fun and non-spooky Halloween movie that we can do on our family movie night. Please put all of those recs down in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching, and let me know if you're gonna recreate any of these crafts. See you next time.